What is going on, guys? DragonTamerBlayde here, back from Elder Scrolls Legends, and today, as part of, I guess the patron rewards for Plumtree becoming a Patreon subscriber, I asked him what kind of video he'd like to send me, or what kind of deck he would like me to record with, since that's one of the rewards, is a guaranteed video on the channel. He didn't have a specific request, more so of, I show some sort of aggro-type Redoran deck using... or that he could build his Redoran Premade deck from the Houses of Morrowind expansion into. So I've got that Houses of Morrowind Premade expansion right here, and I figured I'd do one better and just kind of turn it into a deck that might be more playable right off the bat. So we're going to follow the normal rules of trying to stick to common and rares besides what's in here. I'm not even going to go as far as sticking to story decks only, or cards that you get from the story, but we will make a lot of changes here using mostly common and rare cards. So the first thing we're going to do here, let's start with red and work our way over. We're going to go through all of the cards here, and we'll see what we like and what we don't like and what we would change. So the first thing that I think we should add is 3 Orc Clan Captains. So we're going to do that right here. And as a replacement for those, I think we're going to cut our Ashlander Zealots. They could technically count as removal, but I just don't really like that card, especially not when we're trying to be aggressive. We'll continue to work our way through here. We have 2 raiding parties in the deck. I think we could probably consider putting a 3rd one in, but at the moment we're going to stick to just 2 raiding parties. Ash Berserker is a huge one, a fantastic card, so we're going to add 3 of these, as well as the 3rd Aldruin Arms Master, just to kind of even that one out a bit. And to replace some of those cards, we're going to cut some of these 1 of 3 drops. We're going to go no Feasting Hunger. We're going to go no Frostbite Spider. Let's go no Mummify. We need to cut at least 1 more card from here. We're going to go no Midnight Sweep. Don't worry so much about following along. We'll have a final deck list once all is said and done here. I do like Underworld Vigilante, but she's from an expansion. Let's go on into here now. I'm going to cut 3 enchanted plates, although that is some pretty useful draw, but hopefully the Ash Berserker can help replace that. We're going to add Bruma Profiteer. We don't want to be gaining a ton of life, but it is a very good card, and we're also going to add a 3rd 5th Legion Trainer, just trying to kind of fit into that realm of things. And we're going to drop the Korra Clan Bloodkin, as well as... what else should we drop here? We're going to drop the 2 Battle Rage Orcs. We're going to open up some space, because there's going to be a whole bunch of cards we're going to be adding from this section. To stick to the rally mechanic that's kind of being featured in this deck, we're going to add a 3rd Cool Lawkeeper. Morthal Executioner might be tempting, and we may be coming back to that one. But we're also going to add 2 more Hive Defenders. They're a rare card, should be pretty easy to craft, and it's just a really good card for helping you kind of stabilize and push. So now going into here, we're going to add a 3rd Ald Velothi Assassin, and we're going to drop a Fighters Guild Hall. I don't think Fighters Guild Hall really fits into the goals of this deck at all. We'll also drop our Iliac Sorcerer in favor of adding 2 more Haunting Spirits to round that out at 3 as well. Speaking of 3 drops, we have Young Mammoth that has yet to be added anywhere, and synergizes really well with Rally or Clan Captain as well as the Ash Berserker, so I think it's a key card that we may, we definitely want to add. And to make room for him, we're going to drop the Bal Isra War Riders. I know it plays into the Rally mechanic, but I just don't think Bal Isra War Riders is very good at all. As we continue to scroll through some of these cards, there's more cards that we'll be cutting, and we haven't even gone through the commons yet. But while we're on the topic, you're going to want to craft 2 more Redoran Forerunners. It's a rare card, as well as getting a full suite of Crusader's Assault. That's going to act as one of our key draw engines in this deck. Help us continue to refill our hand. And to make room for him, we're going to drop 3 Cliff Hunters. We're going to drop the Black Orb Necromancer. We're going to drop the Lurking Mummy, and we're going to drop the Pillaging Tribune for now. But we will continue on through here. There we go. 3 Crusader's Assaults. I don't know why I never added all 3. Okay, so now we're going to take a look at some of the common cards that are present amongst these colors. Since there are still a whole bunch of good cards yet to add. Like Steel Scimitars could be an inclusion if you don't quite have all of the Soul Gems to add all of these cards in here. Inspiring Kinsman, if you want to go full in on the Rally, you may consider crafting some more of these at some point. We have Orcish Warhammers in here. Got Mortal Executioner, which isn't horrible, but we're going to drop 2 of the Triumphant Jarl, and we're probably going to wind up dropping the Warhammer and the Minotaur as well. But we're going to give that just a second before we make that final decision here. Lower Canton Smith could be good for getting ready to trigger Ash Berserker when the time comes. Servant of Dagoth is another good option. I think is a pretty underrated card. I was talking to Justin about that the other day. We're just scrolling through here. This is kind of what I do when I'm deck building, looking for cards that I may not have thought of right off the top. So I wanted to walk you through kind of my process for making decks as well. Another key card here would be crafting the 3rd Windkeep Spellsword. It's a common card. I think it works out pretty well with what the deck wants to do as well. Fights for the board early. It's a great rally target. Rising of Bones is not bad. But as far as, you know, we're kind of missing some late game threats in this deck. Things that can really continue to take advantage of the rallies. So in that vein, charging creatures are pretty good. But at the same time, things that we are going to really want, like Underworld Vigilante and stuff like that, we don't quite have the option to play. We are going to drop that Orcish Warhammer. We can't craft any Fetrifly Golems because they're epic. Same with the Inspiring Kinsman, so we're going to be stuck with 2 of those. I'm actually going to drop 2 Daedric Crescents and the Cast Out as well. If you have the Soul Gems, Rift Thane would be a great addition as well in this deck. But we're going to be looking to fill out some of this, you know, middle of the deck, mid to late game kind of thing going on here. So as we look at some of our options in the 5-drop slot, I think we are going to go ahead and add the 3 Servant of Dagoth. It gives us just a kind of a late game option that's not horrible. Can do some work for us. As far as 6 drops go, I don't think we really want to play any of these. And then we could consider actually playing 2 more Bloodline Outcasts. Usually you want your later game drops to do more, and in that vein, maybe we consider playing Clockwork Apostle over Bloodline Outcast, since this gives us some somewhat immediate reach, as well as the more you rally onto it, it just winds up better. And I think I kind of just talked myself into the Clockwork Apostle, so we're going to cut this and add 3 Clockwork Apostles. How's this deck looking? I don't love Dren Bodyguard in here. Don't know if there's any key cards that I've been looking over. So let's add into the search here. There's another thing I like to do is if I'm making a rally deck, let's take a look and see that I am playing into all of my rally synergies. Scar Drill Master is a legendary, as is Balmora Captain. Knight of Nisus is an epic. So we have all of the rally cards that we can be playing. So next thing that we're going to want to look at is possible charge cards. Stormcloak Vanguard is a great one in that regard. So I think we can afford to do something. Which card was I looking at? I just had a card in mind that I wanted to drop. We're going to drop the 3 Dren Bodyguards, and we're going to add 3 Stormcloak Vanguards. You lose the guard from Dren Bodyguard, but we're also getting charge right off the bat, which makes this a fantastic rally target. As well as, you know, just pretty good overall card. Markarth Bannerman is a epic, so we can't be adding that to the deck. Underworld Vigilante. I don't know if I added any cards from... Oh, Clockwork Apostles from a story. So I'm going to have to get rid of that. I just thought of that off the top of my head. I apologize for that one. I think we're good in other regards. I don't think I've added any other story cards to the deck besides that Clockwork Apostle. So we may have to come back to that. How's the Morrowind? Heroes of Skyrim. Alright, so Candlehearth Brawler is an option here that we may want to consider. And I think we may want to add Candlehearth Brawler. Having that option of a guard could be good in an aggro mirror. I'm kind of liking it, actually. Morthal Executioner could help us push. Just by getting some ridiculous swings in the early game if we're really kind of popping off. I think I don't mind that. I am completely okay with only 2 Gavels of the Ordinator. The other thing that I want to look at is what are our options for draw. So from Houses of Morrowind, we have Blade's Lookout, we have Ayla's Huntmate, we have honestly not a lot of great options besides that Crusader's Assault. So let's take a look. Oh, that's from Heroes of Skyrim. From Morrowind, kind of more of the same. We don't have a lot of great options here. We're playing the Ash Berserker, which is probably our best option. And then from the core set, we have Rapid Shot, we have Triumphant Jarl, we have East March Crusader. I think East March Crusader is something we can consider adding. We're going to add 3 of those. And then is there anything we want to cut to make room? I think we're going to cut Rampaging Minotaur and replace that with Candlehearth Brawler. I think he was Heroes of Skyrim. Nope. Wasn't he? Nope. Morrowind? What the hell set was this guy from? Am I doing this all wrong? Heroes of Skyrim. Oh, because I have it filtered. Duh! Alright. There we go. So if I want to keep Candlehearth Brawler in here, we have 32 drops in this deck. That is quite a lot. I think that's a little bit too many, to be honest. But I like a lot of the ones that we're rocking with. And it will really help us push early on. Although my concern is running out of cards. If you have the soul gems to craft the monthly card, where is he? The Ulfric's Housecarl. This is a great addition that you would have. Really increasing the amount of draw that you have. Sower of Revenge would be a great option as well. But for this situation, we're not going to be adding any of those. We're going to do one last pass through, just looking for other opportunities for draw that we may have missed. I don't think we have any great ones. Although we could consider adding back Triumphant Jarl. I don't love it. But I think it might be the right call in this scenario. I don't really feel great about it. Don't want to drop the Servants of Dagoth, though. And if we just drop the Fetrafly, it puts us at exactly 75, which really wouldn't be any room for Triumphant Jarl. And he's really not the best card for draw. I think I like Ayla's Huntmate better for draw. So maybe we drop the Candlehearth Brawler, but the Candlehearth Brawler's so good. I think we're going to drop the Raiding Party. We're going to drop the Fetrafly Golem. And we're going to add... Are we going to do 2 Ayla's Huntmates? Do I feel good about that? I think 2 is alright for now. I don't know. We're going to rock and roll with this for the moment, and we're going to hop on and get into a game. I've kind of gone long enough rambling. But when you're limiting your play options, you really want to make sure you're thinking. I wanted to make sure that at least you guys have options. If I accidentally left any cards from stories in there, I apologize. I can gladly give you guys recommendations for budget replacements if we need to. Playing against Carpath's Knight, playing Monk. We are playing a budget Redoran deck for Plum Tree. And we have a nice little curve here. I know Justin was playing a Conscription Monk, so that's something to keep in mind.
Preparations have been made.
I wouldn't mind ringing out Cool Lawkeeper, although that thing getting executed would be pretty painful.
You won't foil my plan.
I think I'm still going to do it. He wants to spend a bunch of his turn doing nothing but executing me. That's like a third of his turn at the moment. We still might see it, though. Conjurer's Spirit. Alright, this is a little scary. So we're going to get our first rally off. And it lands on Ambitious Hireling, which is awesome. We're just going to drop down a Young Mammoth. We're just going to keep pushing, keep putting the pressure on him. We're in a pretty good spot right now. Is that a card that's going to heal? Wow. Okay. Double Conjurer's Spirit coming out.
You took a wrong turn, stranger.
So it's probably a good thing that we're on this fast game.
For fools.
This guy's a 2/2 right now. Let's just drop the Hive Defender. I'm going to try and push right on through this. Ambitious Hireling, if we can get another rally onto it, could be good for some draw. Not some draw, for some reach. That's two little wolf boys going on here. This could be like some sort of token monk, potentially. Let's hit this. Let's hit this.
You took a wrong turn, straight.
Let's rally. I'm gonna hit a Hive Defender.
You won't foil my plan.
Rally again. I have no red, so Redoran Oathman would not really trigger well for us. So instead, we're gonna go Hive Defender. And let's do Windkeep Spell Sword as well. Splitting the lanes just in case he's gonna hit us with, like, I don't know. Just splitting the lanes. I don't know what he could be hitting us with. Giant Bat is what he's hitting us with. So that means he's gonna get two more Wolf Boys at the end of the turn. We have no rally on the board. What else is happening to us? I assume we lose the 4/7. Feasting Hunger is a great card right now for him. We have 4, 8, 11. Not enough to win right now.
Confound you!
That.
I'll profit from your death.
Let's hit that. Is this still just going to double our health? So I think we're going to do Bolvin.
I would rather die than see House Redoran dishonored.
As well as, I think maybe we just let the Ambitious Hireling rip now.
I just want a chance to prove myself.
And I guess we'll put it onto this guy. Alright, so he needs to find a way to heal from hand. Although with the deck he's playing, I don't think it's out of the question. He needs to spend time cleaning up my board as well, unless he has another Feasting Hunger ready to go, which is a realistic expectation.
They'll move along if they don't want
Rift and
trouble.
Lawkeeper, that'll put him up to 16. We have 5, 9, 12. That's not enough. Alright. Two more Wolf Boys for him. Can we do what we need to do here? This is 8, 12, 14. We will not have enough. So, I mean, let's hit this.
Vile
Let's hit this.
Blossom.
I shall
hit
prove
this.
my right to rule.
This guy will get doubled.
House Redoran stands ready.
Putting him on the left just in the off chance that our opponent is playing Dawn's Wrath.
Preparations have been made.
And he's got a Bruma, so we realistically only have like one turn or so. Or else, because we're kind of running out of gas, and he's going to have like infinite wolves coming out. I really like seeing somebody play this card, though. Shout out to my opponent. This is interesting. We'll see how this finish is going to go. I figured he might have a Javelin as well. But we'll still have enough juice between these two guys.
I did warn them.
A fine bat.
That's a good game, man.
I shall prove my
Go
right
face
to
with
rule.
Bolvin, and Windkeep Spell Sword will be enough to finish that round. But let's get one more game with the deck. Although this one did work out pretty well. We kind of stuck to our guns there and did what we were trying to do. But we're going to get another deck. Or not another deck. We're going to get another game. I'm losing my mind. 15 gold and a rare. And let's hop back on into it with our budget Redoran deck. Just be aware there are going to be times, especially if your opponent's playing a removal heavy deck, where they're just going to answer all of your 2-drops. The way I built this deck is a very high risk, high reward type of deck. Like we would have won that game way earlier if our opponent wasn't playing like a heal deck. But now we're playing as mono green, which tells me probably goblins. I don't know if we're going to really be able to go as fast as goblins, but I don't hate this. I think we'll put the ambitious hireling back. Yeah, I like this now. I like having Stormcloak Vanguard. Broom of Profiteer is a good opener as well. Having the ring is also great. Hey, buddy. How you doing, Banana Schwab? But more so than any of that, I like having the Haunting Spirit to work into. This is one of the best early game drops you can have in a deck like this. It just makes your characters more resilient. As I was figuring, it is Gobos.
I have no patience for fools.
So we're going to have to kind of multitask here. He goes face, he can pull the 0-cost goblin. We need to mix between going face a bit, but also trying to keep his board as clear as possible for when the Goblin Lord comes out. Murkwater Witch would be a little annoying here. But I think in most other scenarios we're okay. What do you got for us, Banana Schwab?
We must keep moving.
I'll gladly kill that. Alright.
You won't foil my plan.
What do I want to do first? I don't think there's really many prophecies our opponent's going to play that's going to punish us. But I still think I'll go Bolvin here. Sounds like Prophecy Ransack, I guess.
I would rather die than see how.
Let's see if he wants to trade his 3-1 into this. We can use Stormcloak Vanguard and the Ring to kill the 2-1 as well as draw a card and get a 4-2 out on the board. Once we start rallying as well, things will be pretty cool. Interesting to see the move mechanic inside of a Goblin's deck. Oh, this might be Goblin's plus move. Caravan Enforcer's in here as well. Now it's a party. That is interesting. I like where this is going.
My claws greet your throat.
5th Legion Trainer. It's gonna be a lot of damage. We're gonna have to kill this guy.
Training is over. It's time to act.
Take back Sky.
Kill that.
I shall prove my right to rule.
I don't really know how well we're gonna be able to race this guy. He's pushing for 11. We're only pushing for 7. I don't think our prophecy count is very high. We have no hard removal. Not very many guards. Candlehearth Brawler would be a good top deck to kind of block this guy a little bit. Murkwater Witch is a problem. We got another Haunting Spirit.
You shall not harm the caravan.
And an Orc Clan Captain. That'll help the amount of damage we push.
Orcs at the ready.
I shall prove my right to rule.
We still need to figure out how we're staying alive for another turn.
You can't defeat me.
This would be +1, +2, 3, 4, 5. This would not be lethal. This might be just Dunzo Funzo.
The North must take back Sky.
We actually did hit the 6 onto him, though.
For Ulfric Stormcloak.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good game, man. We didn't really have any options to stay alive there. That double move was just too spectacular. We'll get one more since that was a super fast game. This was mono green goblin's move. I love that. We just so happened to get hit by all of the move mechanics at once.
You shall not harm.
That was a really dope deck. We'll be right back in just a minute with another one. Alrighty, let's get one more game in. We've got 2 so far. This video is getting a little bit long, but it's worth it. Hopefully it'll give you guys a good look. Like I said before, I mentioned before, there's a lot of epic cards that you could add to this deck that would make it a lot better. So definitely cards that you're going to want to keep your eye on as if this is a budget deck that you're playing. Just, you know, something to work towards. Playing against Tribunal with this deck isn't going to be the most fun thing ever. And now we also have our normal turn 1 conundrum of does he have Firebolt or Execute? Which either way, I think we'd rather Ald Velothi die than Riftbane. So we're going to go Ald Velothi first. Because no matter what, any of our 2 drops besides Red and Forerunner dies to a Firebolt. And if I had to choose, I would rather this die than a Riftbane. But he has the Execute anyway, so this is like all out control Tribunal. Which means we are in for a snooze fest. Probably has a Firebolt as well, for being real about this. Okay, that's a bit of a surprise.
Kill them all.
Let's just get out of Hybrid Defender. Next turn we can go for Ayla's Huntmate. It'll draw us a card.
Nice try. Care to go again?
Alright, so our opponent may be working towards a... Actually, I could go Redoran, Forerunner, Warclaw, Mercenary. Let's get our damage in first.
The Warclaws.
I know a shot clear a path.
That'll keep damage off the Hive Defender if he's trying to set up for an Ice Storm turn next turn. Not this turn, but the turn after. It also creates the possibility of Warclaw Mercenary rallying onto Ash Berserker next turn. So he did draw Firebolt. Did he draw multiple
I
Firebolts?
smell the stench of the living.
I grabbed a Barrel
Careful there,
Stalker
friend.
and a Ward Crafter. We'll play this first.
I know a shortcut.
Redoran
Rally.
demand your death.
We'll rally onto Ayla's Huntmate, which isn't what I wanted, but it's what we got.
I'll clear a
Do
path.
I bother clearing this? I don't think so. Let's just play Ayla's Huntmate.
Care to join me on the hunt? I'll clear a path. I'll clear a path.
It's not great, and obviously he can swing here and set up a lightning bolt. But again, that'd be a lot of his turn. I wouldn't be super against that. We do have the Ash Berserker online now that we have Ayla's Huntmate on the board. He's going to heal up a little bit.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
Let's see. This is a really big turn here.
By the fires of oblivion.
That's a very good sign. It's less of a good sign.
Blood will spill.
3, 4, 5.
I'll clear a path.
I think we're going to go ahead and not give him an extra card here. Ash Berserker draws us an extra card, but Knight of Nesis and Young Mammoth puts 2 things on the board. One of which doesn't die to Ice Storm, so I think I like that. Yeah, we're gonna go Knight of Nesis, Young Mammoth.
With valor.
I don't have to draw yet, although we're gonna run out of ways to trigger Ash Berserker. But I want to play around Ice Storm better, and just laying down Ash Berserker would draw us a card, but it would not play around Ice Storm at all. At least this way, if he has an Ice Storm, we would keep 2 things on the board. Okay. What else do you have for us, Rain Creations? A lot of thoughts going into this turn. I assume the trade's going here.
The tribunal will always come to the people's aid. Behold the tribunal's power.
Bard and Drain.
Out upon it.
Okay.
Death before dishonor.
Let's break through first. Lay down the Cloven Trooper.
Death
Gonna
before
rally
dishonor.
next. That's what we were looking to hit. Let's get this lightning bolt out of the way. That's a harpy. I could just kill this here.
I'll clear a path.
No, I'm gonna take the damage. I'll drop down Ash Berserker, which does not die to Ice Storm, and now it'll draw us a card, and he triggers himself into another Ash Berserker, which could be bonkers. In a lot of scenarios, the game's over in the next turn or 2 anyway, whether it be by us winning or he stabilizes, in which case we lose. Ooh! The god level Orc Clan Captain draw. We're gonna be able to start drawing a ton of cards anyway, barring Prophecy, but that just makes this a little easier. We also had a lot of different outs. We had a couple different methods of charge. We had the Redoran Battle Spear, we had the Orc Clan Captain, so we did have a lot going for us in that situation. But yeah, that's gonna be it for now, guys. Hope you guys all enjoyed. Nice little budget Redoran deck that you may be able to build and tweak to your own tastes. Maybe not play as many 2-drops as we did here, but it's just what I wanted to go for. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.